Johnny Fontana, Real World INFJ, back with another video. This one I think is going to be special. I finally found my place. Let's get into it. Let's bring back the intro. Let's go. So, for a time now, right, I've just been making these videos because I've been lost, right? I've been like, in my mind, like trying to figure myself out, right? And this new area that I'm about to embark on, right, I think is going, well, initially, from what I see at face value, is going to provide me a level of better understanding, right? As you've seen or maybe have noticed through my videos, I sort of evolve, right? So I'll start off, let's say in MBTI, I was like, oh man, everyone's discussing intellectually and sort of the delivery was more of the cognitive functions and this and breaking down foundation. And I was like, I would never go into that space because again, my TI, my introverted thinking is back. It takes a back seat. So therefore I have to feel things out. I have to experience things out. I have to introvertedly feel things, right? And intuitively sort of internalize, digest, figure things out. And then I come to my aha moments. So it's a very slow evolving process for me, right? So slowly I began to now use the TI, SE, and this, and that's when I realized, oh, okay, your TI is back and so forth. But initially I was like, I'm never going to use that because I was just met with that all over. And then so now I've evolved to the point of like, okay, I'm online, I'm on Reddit, I'm on all these forums that I find that like, hey, like we're INFJs, like we're supposed to be introverted, intuitive feelers, right? We're supposed to be protectors. We're supposed to go out and help and show the world, but yet it's like online there's been a space for just like finding themselves, which is fine. I get it, because again, it's that paradox of like being very extremely understanding, but at the same time like being logical of like, yo, like there needs to be a space for those who have progressed, right? Because at the end of the day, if we just relish in the relating to other posts and other people's problems, then we sort of keep ourselves within, you know, that sort of wallowing state rather than actually having the tools to go out and really seek change, right? Even within ourselves. So for a time, I've just been like, whoa, like, you know, like met with, even when I go online, it's just been met with TI. Obviously, you've seen my videos, met with TI, people very logical, and I'm trying to be abstract and people don't understand the nuances, so I have to like really break everything down. And I'm like, bro, like if we're intuitives inside of a, you know, like a common platform, like we should sort of be able to, you know. But then I started realizing that more and more people are living their lives, you know, via the internet instead of actually understanding the nuances of dealing with people, right? You don't always have to fill in the details. Some things could just go high context without, you know, having to sort of, you know, provide all the low level, low context details, right, in order to paint that bigger picture. So again, it's just, you know, and of course I've also been met with like a lot of other types just, you know, feeding off INFJs and just constantly putting videos out for them, and INFJs seeking information from other types and like, please make a video on INFJs. And I'm like, whoa, but we have our staff. But then you realize that, right, the INFJ, the authentic, not say authentic, I don't mean to undermine anyone, the not one say the true, but the matured, the sort of progressive INFJs, right? The ones who have the life experiences, they should be the ones out there, promoting, progression, understanding intuition, how to deal with people, how to deal in different circumstances, how to deal with people in different circumstances, how to promote confidence, how to direct your confidence, but at the same time, be empathetic and understand when to and when not to, and how to overcome the A-type personalities, and then be able to transition even within that same setting of a A-type personality. But then when you actually get that person to come around, how to now shift and not be like, oh wow, like I'm now dealing with someone who was about to, what do you call it again? Chop off my neck, but now that person is pleading for help. How do I change? Like right then on the spot, like be able to counter that without showing them like, whoa, I can't believe you just did that. And dwelling, like 2 minutes ago, you were about to chop my head off and now you're so kind and meek. Like, how is this happening right now? Like, of course that stuff goes into our heads, but how to be able to shift that, think about that while you're, in these situations, but at the same time, it's like you're thinking about it, but the mouth is, you're delivering guidance, right, and perspective, but in mind it's like, I can't believe all this is happening. Like, we can do that. It's really funny. So, but again, you don't find that online. So, and I was even talking to my wife. I was like, oh, like, I think I'm gonna leave. I can't deal with this. I don't find a space. Like, I get it. Like, then I made the video about the 3 different types of INFJs, because I'm like, oh, like we can't all be, the same types. I'm the field operative. I'm the one that goes out and I seek things and I seek experiences and I mentor stuff. But at the same time, it's like now I'm getting upset because other people are like dogging the INFJs and constantly making videos on like INFJ unhealthy characteristics. And those are the videos that are, out of all the videos that person makes, those are the ones that get the most views. And that person, because that person is not INFJ, although he's an INFP, and he understands the INFJ, he'll like relish in making those videos because he thinks he knows this, but he only can pick up on the negative stuff and can't really make the proper videos in order to help navigate. Not only that, those won't get the most views because it's easier to sell unhealthiness. It's easier to sell negativity because people want to stay in that spot. And I've been doing research and so forth and so on. So then I'm like, bro, like, do you want to be in this spot, in this state where like you're making videos, but people are not really receptive to that because you're a little too aggressive, right, in your approach? And reason for that is because MBTI seems to be very monocultural, right? Specifically the INFJ, because I don't go into other people's MBTI type, right? I mind my own business. I don't go into your house, looking through your fridge, trying to figure you out. If you come to my house, yeah, I'm going to figure you out. But if I'm not going to go to your place, that's why I don't make videos on other personality types. But you have these individuals making these, and it's like, bro, like, you really don't get the INFJ. Like, you can't make videos like I can because, I'm going to direct it, with perspective, but also in a way that you can sort of, use and sort of generate some tools, right, in order to move forward, right? And so, I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but it's like, I came to that spot where I'm like, dude, like, there's got to be something else. So then I was like, I was just about to leave. But then that's what you also know about the persistence, about the Scorpio, because a lot of times I'm just intuitively, I'm like, I need to go. This is not my space. Okay, that whole slam the door. Okay, when we talked about the slam the door, it's like giving an extra chance. I'm gonna go. I can't deal with it anymore. It's not good for me. I don't want to be around this, of course. But at the same time, you can't leave because you're trying to also be there, because you can't leave this space where you have INFPs making videos and unhealthy videos, and all these people are just sitting there and dwelling, and when they go on the comments and it's like spot on this, I agree with you, this, that, and the third, and you just stay in that spot. And I'm like, bro, like, I can't just stay there and allow this, right? And it's like, why? Because again, I'm the protector. It's like it's in the book, right? INFJ protector, right? The counselor. But it's like when you look at the book and you look at what's online or the videos, it's like it doesn't match. So I just don't get it, right? And then that's why you start to rationalize. Well, then there has to be 3 different types. There has to be the intellect, there has to be the spiritual type, and then there's me, the field operator, the one that takes things on head on, boom, the protector, the ones who will do things that these won't do because it's just not in their nature to really go and head on, right? And so then I have no one to really, help me. Although I can seek the intellectual wisdom, cognitive functions, and I can seek spirituality, astrology, and all that stuff, and healing. But when it comes to like really dealing with like the grind, it's kind of hard to find that really individual who's going to be able to really relate to me, because they don't go through that. So I was just about to stop, just about. And I'm like, my birthday's coming up, 24th of October, King of Scorpio. And I was like, because again, we'll talk about this in my next video, or my new videos, the feelings that I get every year around August, September. Like I can literally start to feel changes, right? Like I can wake up and like my bone starts to like, feels like I'm cold, like down to my bones. And I'm like, I feel starting to feel transition, right? Of the fall. Like I'm very receptive to that, right? And like October, like right now, like I'm feeling, smelling certain things, Thanksgiving, it's like very like the energy, is very, and like a lot of things happen around this time, like I changed, like there's a lot of transformations. Like right now I'm actually going to be moving, so I'm preparing for that. I'm actually taking a new position in my job, and I'm, my birthday's coming up, and I'm also getting something with my car, about to get my motorcycle license. So a lot of these things happen to just be all in one time, and I get all these weird feelings, and my father's coming to visit me for Thanksgiving. So a lot of these things like develop all these feelings, right, that doesn't normally happen throughout the different other parts of the year, but especially around October, November, it's like woo, like I become very sexually aroused, like I really like I just really, then I go to mood swings as well. Then I was like, let me just look at the Scorpio, because I remember Scorpio being sort of aligned with the INFJ. And then I started again, that whole evolution thing. You're going down, you're like, oh, wow. So let's do like a checklist, right? Scorpios and being secretive.
And Scorpios have this secretiveness to them that makes people intrigued by them and more attracted to them. Scorpios, one of their main traits is being secretive, and this is so true. And most of them are really, really honest. They just withhold information that they don't feel like is necessary to share. They're not like, chatterboxes that just want to spill everything with you. They think there's something really important to keeping some things to yourself.
Check. Scorpios dealing with people.
Now, the biggest mistake for a Scorpio is to let someone into their life that is not independent and is too needy of them, because a Scorpio is so nurturing and will take care of them to the point where it's just ridiculous. Like they're just doing everything from them. Scorpios also are super loyal. They come through. If they say they're going to do something, they'll do it. They don't believe in false promises.
Check. Scorpios being somewhat intuitive.
Some of them are so good at detecting lies. They are definitely human lie detectors for sure. Like, do not try to hide anything from them. They will find out. There's no point in a relationship. Don't cheat on them. They're gonna find out, okay? Scorpios, like, they can see right through you. They can see right through anyone. They meet someone for the first time and you're a bad person, they're just gonna be able to tell. They completely read that, and they have a very good sense of people's intentions. Most water signs are somewhat psychic. And as Scorpio specifically, because they have that connection to the underworld and to the dead, oftentimes are mediums or can connect really well with the other side, have had spiritual experiences and things like that happening to it, like presents itself to them.
Check. I mean, we can go down the list. Scorpios being intense.
So they come across as very guarded, and people are almost scared of them or extremely intimidated by them even. Like, you can come across as unapproachable sometimes as a Scorpio.
Check. Scorpios being protective.
That's definitely a thing that all water signs have, the crying thing, but Scorpios are more likely, in my opinion, my experience, to hide that emotion and to just kind of sulk, or like their whole mood will change, or they just like, they definitely feel things intensely, and they feel relationships intensely. They feel passion intensely. They feel anger, happiness, whatever it is, they feel it really hard. I noticed Scorpios, since they have that secretive side, they're more reserved about it. They're not so out there with their feelings. In fact, sometimes it can even be hard to get a Scorpio to talk about their emotions and stuff because they just like to internally deal with it.
Check. All right. So, I mean, the good thing about this is that I'm not going, because I'm not one to leave my subscribers. And like, I have a lot of coincidences in my life, right? I haven't really discussed it on this channel, but going forward, I'm going to, because I think it mostly aligns with astrology. I'll give you some like weird example, like coincidences, like small coincidences, like they're back to back, like on their own, whatever. But just constantly back to back, like it's just in a small period of time that relate to the same subject matter. You're like, wow, like that's just coincidence, right? For whatever it is, if it's synchronicity or whatever it is, but I'm saying that they just happen so often. So what are the chances, right, of now me being, identifying with the whole INFJ, right? Intuitive, introverted, intuitive feeler. At the same time, I'm a Scorpio, and character traits align very well, right? Now, the thing about the whole MBTI thing, like I said before, is very monocultural, right? And which is all great, but I find that for me, I don't always fit in because again, I come from New York City, right? I'm a very, very strange type of person. I'm very odd, right? Very misunderstood.
But Scorpios are super, super complex. They're, like I said, misunderstood. They oftentimes can be somewhat quiet and reserved, or in certain moments can be like that because they are scanning the whole room. They are picking up information. They are secretly plotting and planning in their heads. They can be evil geniuses. Scorpios are so complex. They can go from being the life of the room and extremely talkative and just the most interesting person there to the most reserved and quiet people there. Like, they oftentimes like to sit back and just observe from afar because they oftentimes just feel so detached from people and humanity that they need to see it like from a distance.
Check. That was just for good measure. So I'm like, man, like the INFJ and the MBTI, they closely mirror, but the MBTI is so monocultural in that you have just like intellectual geeks, nerds, which is, great on its own. And astrology, yes, you have geeks, nerds, and those who are into the whole, mystical side of things. But I find that there's more diversity here. Like, I can fit in here. Like, I can be myself, and I don't have to limit myself to sort of like highly sensitive perspectives, right? So I find that the difference between, astrology and MBTI is that with astrology, it's like perspective, right? Context, like having to deal with human dynamics, healing, right? But from a outward projection, right? Whereas MBTI, specifically INFJ, the community is internalized and perceived as justification. It's like, well, now that I know I am introverted, therefore that's why I cannot do this. Or because I am a feeler, that's why I attract narcissists and this, that, and the third. So then you are stuck in here. Whereas like astrology, I can go into the whole Scorpio thing and be like, yo, Scorpios are independent. They don't want people coming in. Like, you have to have your stuff together before you engage with a Scorpio, because a Scorpio is not going to want to sit there and like baby you. And this, of course we do that. We like to be very protective. We like to sort of have ownership of people in a sense, whatever. But we want you to build yourself up. We want you to be excellent. We want you to go out. Like, I'll be the person to say, hey, go out, do your thing. Like, if you give me the confidence and if you're the right person, I'm going to be with you. If you start to be wishy-washy, I'm not going to, because I don't like a lot of chaos. I don't like a lot of intensity. So if you start to deviate and do all this kind of crazy stuff and I can't sleep good at night, then we're not going to be together. But if you are confident, You're very conservative, because I grew up conservatively, and you're not always out with friends and all this kind of stuff, and you don't have a whole heap of, entourage. Go out, do your thing. Don't stay at home. Be who you are, because I have the confidence in you. I know that you're going to go out there and, strive for you, and strive for the best, and for the best of the family, and not come home, on some craziness. So it's like I promote that. Whereas with the MBTI, it's like you watch every video, it's like projected inwards. Well, INFJ does this. We listen to music because this, that. It's like I. Now, one complaint I will have, because they both belong to this whole subculture thing, is that it's a lot of references from other types who are not INFJ, who are not the particular sign or the personality. Okay, so you have a lot of people who are discussing their experiences with Scorpio men. There's a lot of relationship based and this, that, and the third from other third party, right? Same thing with INFJ, MBTI. You have a lot of those who are either providing their perspective from a third party lens, or you have those who are just projecting inwards. And now you have this whole place of like, I want to know about the Scorpio. Tell me. And it's just foundation. Same thing that's person read is regurgitated information. And it's like, oh, I want to know about the INFJ. INFJs do this. INFJs do that. When they're upset, when they do that, slam the door. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like all this from like this whole self-perspectives, introverted projection, and foundation. And I'm like, bro, like, so when I do my videos going forward, it's going to be from the NF, the intuitive feeler perspective of a Scorpio. And it's like I'm going to provide perspective, but also be able to say, hey, this is what you need to pick yourself up in these situations. This is not self-help. I'm not going to be, hey, you are the best. You need this. This is not about that. I don't do self-help stuff. Okay, I'm going to provide you perspective, guidance, and hopefully you can take my videos and use them in order to promote, progress in your own self, and then share that with others, okay? I'm not here for you to relate to me. I'm not here for you to say, thumbs up, that's exactly how I feel. No. If that's what you feel, then I'm not doing my job. I'm here to provide perspective so that you can understand, but then go out and then execute. Keyword execute, not just wallow and binge on videos because you relate. Okay, also, you're gonna email me. I'll leave my email down below, and that's how we'll have a discussion. If you want to contact me, if you have questions, you email me. I don't check comments. Why? I don't like chaos. And a lot of these cultural things, there's a lot of like opinions, biases, and all this stuff. So I'm not in, if you want to go down and fight, you can fight, but I'm not going to go down there and mingle. And it's not because I feel like I'm above you. Okay, because first of all, I don't do this for likes. I don't do this for subscribers. I don't do it for viewership. Okay, I know that because I'm misunderstood, I'm going to have a limited amount of viewers. I am not a big party hoster. I don't like hosting people. I don't like entertaining people. Although I'm a DJ, when I DJ, like I've said in my previous videos, I like you over there and I'm over here in my own space, in my own world. Yes, you can, acknowledge when a great track comes on, that's what I want, but I don't want you staring at me. So that's why the whole staring at the DJ culture, like I'm some god, I really don't like it. So as far as YouTube, I make it for perspective. I put it there so people can watch and enjoy for time to come. It's not for me to engage with you and get down with the arguments and this and justify myself. And no, it's from my perspective. If you find that you relate with my content, fine. If you don't, move on. If you have a question, email me. So I'm not setting myself apart. You can always contact me. I'm just not going to go down there and create a whole lot of nonsense because that's just not me. I don't like chaos, right? So this is the intro to my new self, right, in a way, and I feel more comfortable, bro. Like I feel that now within this, I will be able to sort of be more expressive and not feel like that I have to tippy-toe in because I don't want to offend certain, feelings and this, that, and the third. Like I feel like I can talk to people and my subconscious lens will be wider because then I'll be attracting a larger audience, not for viewership, but an audience who better understands my energies, right? So when I'm upset at an INFP for making outrageous videos and just constantly, oh yeah, the INFJ does this. I know, yeah, you're secretive. You don't want people knowing your patterns, but I know your patterns, and just throwing all that, especially that's your friend, your roommate, and you're just throwing it out there, and then INFJ's going in on there and then just commenting, yeah, you're spot on, whatever. And then when I come in, because I'm a private person, and I'm like, yeah, like a healthy INFJ wouldn't come in and comment like that. I'm considered unhealthy. I have low FI and this, that, and that. How do I have low FI when I'm an INFJ? Introverted, intuitive, FE feeler.
You know what I mean? It's like, I can't be in this goddamn fucking world. So when you've had those experiences and you come out of that, and some jerk comes along and tries to tell you who you are, and you know that that person's full of shit. It's not purity. It's like some other weird thing. It's like they're using your heart, for lack of a better word, kind of against you. And you're just a toy in their world. You're just this year's flavor, and next year there'll be a different flavor. We saw through all that. And our reaction, for better or for worse, was to go at it. Where other people learn to be quiet, say the right things in interviews, do the thumbs up, we were like, fuck you. So we did the alternative version of fuck you. And what's even weird is we were surrounded by a lot of people who were doing the pretend version of the fuck you, because that generation sort of welcomed the idea of like, yeah, I'm against the magazine. Why I'm on the cover.
You see what I'm saying too? And it's like, but again, the reason why is because I'm a protector. It's in the freaking name. INFJ, the protector. But yet, you're going to have a whole lot of people agreeing with INFPs constantly making INFJ videos, which then leads to other INFJs coming in and providing more viewership to this because that's what they want to binge on. They want to binge on seeing, oh yeah, I'm unhealthy. That's why I'm like this. Okay, now I get it. Yeah. And it's like, bro, that's so unhealthy, bro. That right there is so unhealthy, but people will sit there and they'll take advantage, and it just burns me that people would just, right? And they call me unhealthy for that. But again, it's my Scorpio, all right? And that's final note. You can, oh, you're not an INFJ to me to death. I've been guilty of that, okay? So I'm not being a hypocrite here. We can you're not this, that, or you're not that, or you're using SI, you're using SE instead of this, whatever. But all I know is that there is no such thing as I identify with Gemini, but I prefer Scorpio. Or I used to be Capricorn, but now I'm a Taurus. No. It's you're born between October 23rd and whatever, you're Scorpio. So I know that no one can take away my Scorpio-hood. People can say I'm an ISFJ. People can tell me that I'm not INFJ or whatever, and I don't really care about that because I'm confident into knowing who I am. So I'm not about, oh yeah, I'm going to argue with you about that. Only unhealthy folks, well, I don't want to say that, but those who are immature will sit there and challenge other people and then re-challenge them, and I am, and this is why, and this, that, and the third. It's like, okay, you don't believe me, fine. But you cannot deny me that I'm a Scorpio. And you can't come in from wherever you are and say, yeah, I'm a Scorpio. No, you're not. And good thing is that the Scorpio aligns massively with the INFJ. So, that being said, moving forward, a lot of the content will be similar. I'll just be replacing the whole INFJ thing with NF Scorpio. So therefore, I won't be leaving my folks behind, because that's the number 2 rule to being an INFJ. Never leave your fellow NF behind. Number 1 rule, never let them know that you're hurting. And number 3, never discuss the INFJ paradox, which leads back to number 1, never let them know that you're hurting.